The teasers dropped. The fandom went silent.
Mm-hmm.
In an instant, the entire K-pop and K-drama world was turned upside down. The headline hit the feeds like a lightning strike. Han So-hee's career in danger after mother's shocking arrest.
Yeah.
Welcome to StarScope K-Report. Join Eric and Minji as they ride the Hallyu wave, uncovering the biggest K-pop comebacks, shocking industry controversies, and major K-drama updates. From internet-breaking rumors to historic chart milestones, we dive deep into the world of Korean entertainment.
We really do.
Yeah. So our mission for this deep dive, we're unpacking a really massive stack of sources today.
Oh, yeah. Huge.
We've got stuff from the Korea Times to Dispatch, Soompi, and even official legal documents in the Chambers Gaming Law 2025 guide.
Which is pretty intense reading.
It really is.
Yeah.
But we're doing it to dissect exactly how one of the biggest visuals in the K-drama world found herself dragged into this sprawling illegal gambling syndicate.
Right.
And what this totally unprecedented situation reveals about the hidden legal traps that are basically threatening the broader Hallyu wave.
Yeah, I mean, the whiplash fans experienced when this headline dropped, it cannot be overstated.
Oh, I bet.
Like, K-Netz were actively refreshing their feeds, right? They were hunting for casting rumors or maybe teaser posters for her next acting comeback.
Yeah, waiting for the good news.
Exactly. And instead, the algorithm just feeds them this ultimate betrayal, 12 gambling dens, and a Telegram syndicate.
Just wild.
It was a complete collision of two totally different worlds. You have this high-fashion K-drama royalty crashing headfirst into an underground crime bust.
Right, right. And we need to look at the sheer logistical scale of this operation. Because, I mean, this wasn't just a casual backroom card game.
No, not at all.
According to the police and the prosecution, Han So-hee's mother, Mrs. Shin, she orchestrated a 12-location gambling ring.
12.
Yeah, 12, spanning Ulsan, Wonju, and Gyeongju. And this was between January 2022 and August 2024.
Wow.
Operating 12 distinct illegal venues. It requires a massive amount of infrastructure and active concealment.
Which is terrifying when you consider she was doing this right as her daughter was cementing her status as a global superstar.
Seriously?
Like the audacity to scale an illegal enterprise when the paparazzis are already following your family. It's mind-boggling.
It really is. And she managed that scale by using this, like, franchise-style smokescreen.
Oh, right.
Because she didn't just buy 12 empty warehouses. The prosecution outlined how she used frontmen to strike these profit-sharing deals with existing legitimate adult PC game centers.
Oh, I see. So it blends right in.
Exactly. The mechanics of this are, well, they're brilliant in a purely criminal sense.
Yeah.
Players walk into what looks like a normal internet cafe.
Right.
It passes the visual test for local law enforcement. But once they're inside, the patrons use specific access codes coordinated entirely through encrypted Telegram channels.
And Telegram is the key piece of the puzzle there.
Yeah.
Because it decentralizes the communication, so the police can't easily trace the administrative hierarchy back to her.
Precisely. They use Telegram to bypass direct scrutiny, distribute the login codes to these illegal baccarat portals, and basically calculate the financial splits.
Wow.
Ms. Shin sat at the very top of this network, collecting commissions based on the total daily wagers and the user losses.
It's just so calculated. And this is where we run into the ironclad nature of South Korean law, because gambling is not treated lightly there.
No, it's not.
It is viewed as a severe societal poison.
Yeah, I was actually cross-referencing this with the Chambers Gaming Law 2025 guide.
Oh, nice.
Just to understand how the prosecution built their case. And South Korea uses a strictly prescriptive approach to gaming. They aggressively target what they legally define as speculative games.
Speculative games, right.
Yeah, so for a game to fall into this illegal category, it must involve betting, the outcome has to be decided by chance, and it must result in monetary gain or loss.
Okay, that makes sense.
And crucially, the law does not care if the game is land-based or hosted on an offshore server that you just access via PC cafe.
Right, a screen is a screen.
Exactly. The criminal code dictates that operating a facility for these speculative games carries a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison or a 30 million won fine.
Wow. So given those stakes, the fandom was obviously bracing for a massive fallout when the verdict finally came down in December 2034.
Yeah, they really were. And the Gyeongjin District Court, they sentenced her to 1 year in prison.
Okay.
But they suspended the sentence for 2 years and ordered 120 hours of community service.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because of that suspension, Mrs. Shin just walked free the very same day.
Oh my gosh, K-Netz, absolutely erupted over that.
I can imagine.
I mean, a multi-year, 12-location syndicate resulting in 0 actual jail time, it felt like a massive failure of the justice system to the public.
And the prosecutors are equally frustrated.
Really?
Oh, yeah, they filed an immediate appeal, labeling the sentencing unduly lenient.
Good.
And they have a mathematical argument for that appeal, actually.
What is it?
The court records show Mrs. Shin was already fined $5 million won back in 2023 for similar offenses.
Wait, really? While the ring was still running?
Yes. That fine was supposed to be the deterrent. Instead, she just absorbed the $5 million won as a cost of doing business.
Unbelievable.
And she just kept the Telegram syndicate running for another year.
Oh, that makes it so much worse. No wonder Nine-Toe Entertainment, Han So-hee's agency, had to scramble the jets.
Yeah, they had to move fast.
They issued this scorched earth statement clarifying their artist had 0 knowledge of this operation.
Right.
She was reportedly devastated, finding out through the breaking news alerts on her phone at the exact same time the fans did.
That is just heartbreaking. But I'm looking at the severity of this, a decentralized gambling ring using offshore profit structures.
Yeah.
And standard industry playbook dictates Naito should have thrown Han So-hee into an indefinite hiatus the second those handcuffs clicked.
Usually, yes.
Right. Because the guilt by association protocol in K-Entertainment is historically ruthless.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, we've seen idols under huge agencies like SM or YG or JYP lose their entire careers just because a sibling got a DUI.
Exactly.
So does a scandal of this legal magnitude usually force a star into an indefinite hiatus.
Huh?
Like, why did the agency ice her out?
It's because the fandom had already immunized her.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The standard industry playbook assumes the public will automatically transfer the parent's sins onto the artist. But Han So-hee's situation breaks that mold completely.
How so?
The fans already intimately knew the trauma of her family history. They know her biological parents divorced when she was 5, and she was raised by her grandmother.
Right.
In the cultural conscience of the fandom, the grandmother is her true mother.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
So when Mrs. Shin surfaces in handcuffs, the public reaction just bypasses blame.
Wow.
It goes straight to profound sympathy for a young woman who basically can't seem to escape a ghost from her past.
And that's not even the wildest part of this story.
No, it isn't.
Because this isn't the first time her mother has done this. Wait till you hear what netizens uncovered about the 2020 and 2022 debt scandals that almost ruined everything.
Yeah, the gambling syndicate is really just the explosive finale to a decade of financial abuse.
Yeah.
To understand why K-Netz are so fiercely protective of her, you have to look at the mechanics of how her mother originally trapped her.
And it started when Han So-hee was a minor.
Right?
In South Korea, parents hold sweeping legal authority over their minor children's financial identities.
It's so dangerous.
It is. Mrs. Shin walked into a bank, used the family registry documents, and opened an account entirely in Han So-hee's name.
Just like that.
Just like that. The child doesn't need to consent. The child isn't even notified. That bank account just sat there like a financial landmine until Han So-hee turned 20.
Imagine working grueling shifts at a pub in Seoul. You're desperately trying to scrape together enough money to survive acting auditions.
Yeah.
Only to have debt collectors suddenly hunting you down for money you never even borrowed.
That's exactly what happened in 2020. A massive dispute broke out over a savings club. Mrs. Shin had just vanished with the collective funds.
Unbelievable.
And when the story leaked to the press, Han So-hee wrote a deeply raw blog post.
I remember that post. It was so sad.
Yeah. She explained she had been secretly trying to pay off her mother's debts out of a sense of filial duty long before she ever debuted on screen.
Right.
She felt obligated to protect the daughter of the grandmother who raised her.
So she's pouring her meager pre-debut wages into a black hole.
Basically, yeah.
And it didn't solve the problem. It only delayed it.
It actually compounded it.
Oh, gosh.
Because in 2022, Mrs. Shin was sued for an 85 million won loan. That's roughly 63,400 USD.
Wow.
Alongside a separate 10,000 USD fraud case.
Are you kidding me?
Nope. And once again, the transactions were traced right back to that original bank account opened under Han So-hee's name.
See, your name is your entire brand in this industry.
Exactly.
Having fraud charges linked to your legal identity usually triggers immediate termination of your luxury brand deals, your casting contracts.
Oh yeah, they drop you instantly.
Brands do not tolerate financial ambiguity.
But the Ulsan District Court intervened. They issued a landmark ruling explicitly stating Han So-hee was not liable for her mother's debts.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, confirming she had zero involvement in the transactions.
Right.
And that legal shield gave Naito Entertainment the ammunition they needed. They drew a hard public line stating Han would take absolutely zero responsibility moving forward.
Which is exactly what they should have done.
Yeah, specifically to block the mother from weaponizing her daughter's celebrity status to secure more illegal loans.
The divide in the fan reaction was fascinating to watch, honestly.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, international fans viewed the mother's actions strictly through the lens of financial abuse and identity theft.
Which it is.
Right. They were horrified it was even legally possible. But K-Netz, they operate in a society that highly values family cohesion. Normally, they are the very first to demand an apology from a star for disrupting social harmony.
Yeah, we've seen that so many times.
But they rallied behind her. They flooded her with support because the court ruling proved she was entirely a victim of a predatory parent.
I look at this timeline, though, and I see a troubling causal loop.
What do you mean?
Well, I want to push back a little on the prevailing narrative of complete victimization early on.
Okay.
If Han So-hee hadn't submitted to that immense pressure of filial duty in 2020, like if she hadn't secretly bailed her mother out with her pub wages,
Yeah.
would Mrs. Shin have been emboldened to scale up to an illegal gambling ring?
Oh, interesting.
Like, did that cultural expectation to protect the family inadvertently provide the psychological runway for a criminal enterprise?
I mean, that is a harsh angle to take on a young woman who was culturally cornered.
Fair.
You're analyzing this through a highly Western transactional framework.
I suppose I am, yeah.
In Korean society, cutting off a parent isn't just a financial choice. It is viewed as a fundamental moral failing.
Right.
When you are conditioned from birth to revere and protect your elders, drawing a strict financial boundary feels like a betrayal of your own humanity.
Even when it's destroying you.
Exactly. Even when it is absolutely necessary for your own survival, the mother exploited that exact cultural conditioning.
That's a really great point. Hey, if you love staying updated on your favorites, make sure you're subscribed to StarScope K-Report. We've got even bigger scoops ahead.
And you will definitely want to stick around because later in the deep dive, we'll talk about the shocking plot twist in Korean law that makes it nearly impossible for these stars to protect their own money.
Yeah, we really have to elevate this from Han So-hee's specific nightmare to the broader systemic crisis infecting the industry.
Because it's everywhere.
It is. Why couldn't she, or any of the other massive stars facing this, simply freeze their parents out legally before the debts destroyed them?
Right, that's the big question.
So we pulled a fascinating sociological and legal breakdown from the Korea Times to understand the mechanics of this trap.
And it drives international fans insane.
Oh, I'm sure.
They constantly flood the comment sections, asking why the idol doesn't just call the police on their parents or, sue them for embezzlement.
Well, it's because the law actively discourages it.
Yeah.
The answer is actually buried in Article 328 of the Korean Criminal Act, which is widely known as the kinship exemption law.
Right, the kinship exemption.
The mechanics of this law act like a corporate firewall, but built completely backward.
That's a good way to put it.
It dictates that property crimes, so like theft, fraud, and embezzlement, they cannot be criminally prosecuted if they occur between direct family members living in the same household.
It's just wild.
Yeah, the parent can legally drain the child's accounts, and the state will not intervene.
And if they don't live in the same household, the law requires the victim to file a formal direct criminal complaint against their own parent or sibling just to initiate an investigation.
Which, as we established earlier, is a social death sentence.
Oh, complete career suicide.
The Korea Times analysis points out that the law is rooted in ancient patriarchal Confucian codes. Back then, family wealth was viewed as a singular collective pot controlled by the head of the household.
Right.
So resolving a financial dispute through the criminal justice system is seen as destroying the family unit.
Which is the one thing the state wants to preserve above all else.
Exactly.
Celebrities are just uniquely vulnerable to this backward firewall.
Because of the money?
The money and the time. Think about it. A top-tier actor or a charting K-pop idol is working 18-hour days.
Yeah, that's true.
They are trapped on sets or in recording booths or flying on world tours trying to get that global all-kill.
Right.
They physically do not have the time to audit their own bank accounts.
That makes total sense.
So they delegate their asset management to the people society tells them they must trust unconditionally. Their parents and older siblings.
Only to wake up a decade later and realize the vault is empty.
Yeah.
And this is a tragic pattern. I mean, pro golf legend Pak Seri had to hold a press conference in tears
Oh, that was so hard to watch.
because her father literally forged the official seal of her foundation.
Wow.
He used it to establish an international golf school without our consent. She had to publicly announce she could no longer cover his endless debts.
Comedian Park Soo-hong is another devastating example.
Right.
His own brother and sister-in-law managed his finances and allegedly embezzled billions of won over the course of decades.
Billions. And the Park Soo-hong case perfectly illustrates how this kinship exemption law is weaponized.
Oh, absolutely.
When the embezzlement lawsuit finally hit the courts, his father stepped forward and tried to claim sole responsibility for stealing the money.
Wait, why would he do that?
Because, as the direct father, he falls under the absolute exemption of Article 328.
Oh my gosh.
He tried to take the blame specifically to shield the older brother from prison time,
That is so messed up.
exploiting the legal loophole to protect his favorite son while leaving the celebrity son completely bankrupt.
It is deeply systemic. I mean, trot singer Jang Yoon-jung had her entire life savings wiped out by her mother and brother.
Yeah.
Legendary actor Kim Hae-soo suffered massive family debt scandals. Surviving a financial betrayal by your own blood is practically a rite of passage for top-tier Korean stars.
We are looking at an incredible paradox here.
Enough so.
Well, the Hallyu wave is a modern global juggernaut.
True.
These artists are breaking charting records, achieving all kills across global streaming platforms, and exporting cutting-edge pop culture to the entire world.
Yeah, they're dominating.
Yet the legal framework protecting the astronomical wealth they generate is tethered to outdated agrarian family codes.
Which perfectly explains why fandoms become so fiercely militant.
Oh, for sure.
When the legal system fails to protect the maknae of the family, or, the rising idol who is financially supporting their entire extended household,
Yeah.
the fans feel morally obligated to step in and act as that missing shield.
And there is actually a massive debate happening in the National Assembly right now regarding this exact issue.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. Legal reformers are pushing to abolish or heavily amend Article 328. They argue that the modern definition of family has fundamentally changed,
Definitely.
and that exempting financial crimes based purely on blood ties enables horrific abuse.
I totally agree with that.
But on the flip side, traditionalists argue that removing the exemption will just flood the courts with trivial family squabbles and basically destroy the social fabric of the country. Now, we aren't taking a side on the legislative outcome here,
Right.
but the fact that this debate is reaching the highest levels of government proves the current system is buckling under the weight of the modern entertainment industry.
Oh, 100%. Hey, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a KT update. We track these legal shifts closely because they dictate whether the artists you spend hours streaming can actually keep the money they are earning.
Exactly. So we've traced the timeline from a highly sophisticated, dark web-style Telegram gambling syndicate down through the crushing psychological weight of filial duty, and finally exposed the ancient legal loopholes that allow these exploitative family dynamics to thrive in the shadows of the spotlight.
Keeping all of that in mind really changes how we view the industry.
It really does.
Like, we casually judge a star or our ultimate bias by their on-screen charisma or their vocal stability,
Right.
or how many luxury brand deals they secure.
Yeah.
We obsess over the streaming data.
Oh, yeah, constantly.
But when you factor in the intense, hidden family betrayals and a legal system that actively works against their financial independence,
Yeah.
maybe the ultimate test of a K-pop or K-drama star isn't their talent at all.
What do you mean?
Maybe their greatest achievement is their sheer psychological survival in a machine that demands absolutely everything from them, only to leave them completely unprotected at home.
Wow. That's a really powerful way to look at it.
Yeah.
You've been listening to StarScope K-Report, where Eric and Minji bring you the stories shaping K-pop, K-dramas, and the global Hallyu wave. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.